How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTCReaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading while the price is going up or down. So over on Dixie for the daily, we did break our 300 EMA and our support, giving crypto the push up. So we did say that was a possibility. Remember, they are usually inversely related. VWAP is in a bearish trend, that yellow wave, bringing momentum lower, and money flow does want to weaken. So if that VWAP and momentum do not reverse soon, we could see that money flow go from green to red, and that'll give us a further push down to the 102 and possibly other support areas like 102.5 here, and then right around 100 we do have some other supports as well. Remember, there are also some lower gaps that could end up filling. Over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we are pushing forward, overall gaining strength. Stochastic is pushing up, RSI is pushing forward, our money flow is pushing up, and that VWAP's indecisive. If that VWAP can cross bullish, we could see dominance continue. That would mean Bitcoin would continue to outperform the altcoins, but right now it's very marginal. You can see Bitcoin and futures are pretty much together. Futures, you can't really see the total, but did go up, so that did help attribute. So over on total, we did get our full break forward. That is very positive. We got early break forward, bouncing off that EMA. Our stochastic does want to push up, VWAP is gaining strength, momentum is pushing forward, and money flow is in the green. If this continues, we could make that push toward that golden pocket like we said. So we got two touches to the bottom. You would have seen this early breakout. You would have seen a slight pullback, indecision, and a confirmation of a bounce, and that could have been where you took some positions in, and you would be at a decent swing as of right now. Usually that's how you would trade a pattern, is you trade on that breakout. Our RSI is overall starting to bend, so watch that stochastic. If stochastic rejects 30 and holds, then RSI can lead price lower, and we would make a lower high, potentially with lower lows. We want higher highs with higher lows to give us that push through our EMA to continue further. VWAP is trying to break bullish, so that is positive. If that VWAP can stay bullish, momentum will make a bounce, money flow will continue higher, and that will start to strengthen those higher time frames and continue this push forward. So over on Bitcoin futures, we are retesting that value area high. Again, we did fill our gaps, so that is positive. Remember, we do have lower gaps though, so I would warn against any kind of drop back. Remember, we did say it may be an either or situation though, where we may fill the higher gaps if things look a little better, or may fill the lower gaps if things look a little on the bad side. Our side does look like it could start to curl, so watch that stochastic. It does have a bullish cross, so if that bullish cross maintains, we could see our side lead price up. VWAP is pushing forward, momentum wants to gain strength, and that money flow is overall pulling back, so watch that VWAP. If it gets a lower high followed by consistent lows, then momentum and money flow will fall, and we would see dominant futures lead Bitcoin lower. Remember, usually futures and Bitcoin do trade very close. They do trade as slight premium. Futures does trade a little bit differently than Bitcoin, so their prices may not always be exact, but they do have a correlation. Sorry about that. Our side does want to push up, so stochastic is trying to make a bounce here. Our VWAP does want to break that neutral. Money flow is in the green, so we do look positive if that VWAP can break our neutral and hold. If that VWAP makes a rejection or gets a lower high followed by consistent or lower lows, then we will likely break that support and push down still. So watch that VWAP very close. I'm sure things will look a little more clear over the next couple days, hopefully. Oops, did not mean to click that. So over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did get our head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder break up. It was a bit early, but we will cover that. RSI is pushing forward, VWAP is gaining strength, stochastic is pushing up, and money flow is in the green. So if we go to the 1 hour, you can see that we did try to reject and pull back for what would be our second shoulder, but you saw indecision candles. We had an indecision candle followed by a long upper shadow, followed by two long lower shadows. Those long lower shadows could show that hammer candle was being invalidated and bulls were trying to gain control. We also saw that VWAP struggling to gain lower lows. VWAP staying a little closer to that neutral did give us that strength to push forward, and that gave us that pretty strong run up. From here, we need higher highs with higher lows to continue to push us forward. VWAP does want to gain strength, so watch if it can break that neutral and hold and get higher highs and higher lows. If we do not see higher highs and higher lows, momentum will pull back, money flow will go into the red, and then we could weaken those higher time frames. So over on graph for the daily, we are trying to push forward. This could be a rounding bottom, so watch if we get above that EMA. If it does, then we could break that 14,316 and continue toward our 16,316. RSI is starting to push up as that stochastic makes the bounce. VWAP is pushing forward. We do have a higher low, so watch for higher highs. If we get a higher high, momentum will push forward, money flow will remain green, and we can continue higher. Over on graph for the 1 hour, we do have some indecision, some consolidation here after a push forward that could create a bull flag to give us a retest of that 300 EMA. Our momentum does want to push up. VWAP is trying to break through that neutral, so watch if it can break and hold. If it breaks and holds and gets higher highs with higher lows, momentum will push forward, money flow will break green, and we will start to strengthen those higher time frames. Over on Anchor for the daily, we did get a pretty decent break forward toward what would be our neckline. We'll have to see the lower time frames to see where we wick to. RSI is pushing up, stochastics gaining strength. That VWAP does have a higher low, so watch for a higher high. If we get a higher high here, momentum will push forward, and money flow will continue to help push price up, as that will show people are buying more than selling. So we did wick past our neckline, and then we did see a rejection. Now we are doing another retest. Watch if we get a higher high, and then stay above that neckline. If we do, we could still continue forward, but due to that rejection, I am going to say this played out. You could have gotten a decent move between where we called it and where we are now. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is trying to push forward, VWAP does want to break that neutral, and money flow is in the green. So if that VWAP stays bullish, our money flow will strengthen those higher time frames, and we will get that push up toward that 2673. Over on XRP for the daily, we could have a double bottom here as well. So if the rest of the market continues forward, we may break back toward our 54-cent area. RSI and stochastic do want to push up. VWAP is gaining strength. We have a higher low, so watch for higher highs. Momentum is gaining strength with a green dot, and that money flow is running forward. So again, if that VWAP stays more bullish, we could see a push forward. Sorry about that, just zoomed in on the wrong spot. So over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs and higher lows, so we are trying to make a rising channel. I would warn against that, as a rising channel could break us down. Right now, these highs and lows don't really connect, but this could be like a slanted symmetrical triangle starting to form if you want to draw it like that, as the highs and lows do kind of come in as slope. We are retesting that 300 EMA. Important if we break that. If we can break it, we can continue forward, but if we see a rejection here, we could break our EMA band and then see another drop down, just like back here and back here. Stochastic is trying to break forward. Our RSI does want to gain strength. VWAP does have a higher low, and we do have a consistent high, so watch if we can continue further. If we can, momentum and money flow will push up. That would strengthen higher time frames and give us the strength needed to break that EMA. So last but not least, unless anyone has any special requests, we have algo for the daily. We do have a rounding bottom. We are trying to gain strength, so that is positive. Stochastic is starting to push up. VWAP wants to gain strength. Momentum is pushing forward with a green dot, and our RSI and stochastic are jumping up as well. So we do look pretty decent on that daily, providing lower time frames can continue the strength. Over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs and higher lows. If this can continue, we may break that 300 EMA. And then if we break that EMA, that's where we would see that push to that 13.5. Our RSI is pretty flat, but that's nothing to worry about. I would watch that stochastic though. If that stochastic makes a rejection and continues to drop here, that would lead RSI lower, which could help make price reject our EMA levels. VWAP is trying to break that neutral, so watch for a higher high. If we get a higher high here, we can continue forward, but if we reject or get a lower high, followed by a consistent low, then it's likely we will reject and push to the 1032 instead. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join us in that Discord. Drop in the link